Are you hesitant in life right now? Maybe overly cautious or even indecisive? If so, stay tuned as Jesse Iwuji supplies the gold grenade to strengthen your faith, determination, and remind you of what it takes to be a champion in your own race.
Goals, go after your dreams. It's all mindset. Get your mind into the right place. Understand that even in the darkest point of the night, the sun will rise. And when life is throwing a lot of darts at you, throwing a lot of punches, putting pitfalls, walls, all these things are happening. It's happening for a reason because all these setbacks are setups for phenomenal comebacks. Life will reward those who stay strong enough, long enough. So you got to grind through it. You got to push through it. It is okay to fall a little bit. It's okay to fail a little bit. But the only true way to actually fail is to quit.
Welcome to the Ambitious Fit Podcast. My name is Chris Hoffman. I'm a Marine Corps combat veteran turned social entrepreneur. Here I dived into the trenches with today's most ambitious, goal-oriented, and growth-minded military veterans on the planet to empower you with the golden grenades needed to break through new levels of satisfaction, fulfillment, and success after stability is no longer a challenge to overcome. So Ambitious Vet, if you haven't already, buckle up. It's time to grow and advance in your life.
It's time to get into the trenches, dig into your purpose, and fire up your life fulfillment. The Ambitious Vet Podcast starts now.
What's going on, Ambitious Vet? We are right back inside the trenches with Jesse Iwuji. And all things that Jesse does, there are two constant elements: his love of country and his fighting spirit. This talented driver went from a D1A college football player to a lieutenant commander in the United States Navy and is now the only current driver in all of NASCAR at the national levels that has ever served his country and still does. It has been key for Jesse, who is currently serving in the Navy Reserves, to honor his country while pursuing and attaining excellence in multiple passions in his life. Jesse is also a big supporter of NASCAR diversity. Today, he is one of only two African Americans competing at NASCAR's national levels of racing. He's a champion both on and off the track. Jesse, brother, are you there?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Hey, brother, it's a complete honor. I just got to tell you, man, when me and my podcast director were doing homework and just research on you, just your determination, your focus, and just your resilience in everyday life, man, is extremely inspiring for just all of Ambitious Vets out there. So I'm excited to dive into just what has that be for you, man.
Yeah. No, it's been a crazy journey so far. Really the whole time. I mean, from the time my parents came from Nigeria over to the US till now, I mean, they've instilled a lot of hardworking effort within, all of their kids, including me. And to go from, a guy who was from Dallas, Texas, living there my whole life and growing up there, playing football, eventually going to Naval Academy, becoming an officer in the Navy after that, then from being an officer, transitioning into NASCAR while still serving the country and racing on TV and serving, serving Monday through Friday, racing on the weekends. To do all that stuff has been an incredible journey, but I've had a lot of great support from a lot of people, especially in the veteran community. And that has been what has made this journey super, super special.
Yeah, I bet. And it's great because this community, it's like deep bonds, and just like you can always, disconnect, plug back in. It's like you've never left. It's like a brother and sister bond that will never go, for sure. So Jesse, I mean, what's your perspective on transition, man? I know you're kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Congratulations on being selected in the reserves as lieutenant commander while balancing business and being a NASCAR race car driver. That's incredible accomplishment, brother. But what's your perspective on military transition?
Yeah, the transition process definitely is not easy at all, especially for folks who've been in for a long time. For me, my transition process was basically going from active duty to the reserves, and I did it at my 7-year point. And my whole goal in the Navy was to be able to do my whole 20 years. I just knew I couldn't do the whole 20 years active duty. So I transitioned to the reserves because it's going to give me the opportunity to still serve in some type of capacity, but still have all the leeway and freedom to go off and do what I wanted to do in the civilian world. Now, for those who are, looking to transition, who are trying to figure out, hey, is this right for me? Should I get out of the military or should I go to the reserves? They have to understand that it's a process figuring this out. This is not something where you're just one day like, you know what, I'm gonna leave the military, here whenever. I'm not planning for it, and when I leave, I'll just have a job automatically sitting for me there out in the real world. And that's just not the case. You gotta really plan for that transition. You have to understand, what are my goals? Where do I want to be in life? What do I want to achieve? How much money do I want to make? What's my family life right now? What's my future family life going to be? Like, all these different questions, you got to start planning early. For me, I started my racing journey in NASCAR in 2015. That was about 2.5 years before I transitioned to the reserves. So I had those 2.5 years to start building some type of basis and foundation of my civilian life before I even made that transition. I didn't wait till May of 2017 when I was going to transition to decide, you know what, I'm going to start going after this career in NASCAR. I'm going to start my own business. I didn't wait till then. I started early because I knew where I wanted to be in life. I had a 5-year, 10-year, 15, 20-year vision. And to get that vision going in the right place, I needed to start while I still had my day job. And yes, that's going to take a lot of extra work. It's going to take a lot of extra effort. Just don't wait. Do not be that lazy person who waits to the last second to try to figure out life, because then that's when we start seeing all these different, we're hearing all these stories of vets who transition now, don't have anywhere to go. Next, they're homeless or something like that. That doesn't need to be us. We're way too powerful. We're way too smart. We have too many skills. Like, let's not let it go to waste. Plan early.
Yeah, no, that's a great takeaway. Plan early, ambitious vet. So also, let's unpackage that a little bit more, Jesse, because you function at a level that a lot of people don't function on. And man, you think stuff and you go out and execute it immediately. Where do you think that comes from? And, because a lot of ambitious vets that I talk to, man, inside of our community, they're just like, I get out with big dreams, or I've been out for a few years. I have this dream, but I'm scared. I'm afraid of something. So what would you say to an ambitious vet that's, wanting to function at the level that you are, balancing the different hats that you wear, and how can they apply that in everyday life?
There's a lot of different things you got to do. There's a lot of different places you have to get yourself into. A lot of it's mindset. It's not really, there's no 3-step, 5-step, 10-step process. I know in the military, we're used to checklists and things like that. Okay, do this, do this, do this, do that. And then the equipment works, or this works, or this happens. We're used to all that stuff. When you get out into the regular world, there is no more checklist. Yeah, there's still things to do. I mean, obviously, if you want to start a business, yeah, you need to get, incorporated, get your LLC, do this, do that. Yeah, there are still checklist type things to do. But at the end of the day, nothing works and nothing happens unless your mindset is in the right place. And that's the first thing you got to work on, is your mindset. It's okay to be a little scared about something, but that's all part of the risk. Taking risk is scary, but having faith is what's going to get you through that. And faith, what that means is being able to walk into a dark tunnel and completely believe that at the end of it is actually light. Even though you don't see a single glimmer of light, believing that it actually still is there, that's faith. And when you get yourself into a position and get your mind into a place where you can see the light when it's not there, like, that's what's going to make you dangerous, and that's what's going to make you super valuable in the civilian world. So to be able to kind of do the stuff I'm doing and go after your goals and go after your dreams, it's all mindset. Get your mind into the right place. Understand that even in the darkest point of the night, the sun will rise. And when life is throwing a lot of darts at you, throwing a lot of punches, putting pitfalls, walls, all these things are happening. It's happening for a reason, because all these setbacks are setups for phenomenal comebacks. Life will reward those who stay strong enough, long enough. So you got to grind through it. You got to push through it. It is okay to fall a little bit. It's okay to fail a little bit. But the only true way to actually fail is to quit. So as long as you don't quit and you stay strong enough, long enough, you're going to make it to the end.
Yeah, no, I love those one-liners. And I saw that you spoke at the Military Influencer Conference, and that strong enough, long enough thing just hit me to the core too, especially during COVID times like this, where it'd be easy to make excuses to not, fulfill on our goals, our ambitions in life. So I would just ask you a follow-up question with that, Jesse. I mean, where do you think this self-belief comes from? Like, it seems like you just have this bulletproof way about you, on like, you decide something and you go after. What is like some best practices that you may do to build that self-belief every single day?
Yeah. One is, I'm a religious person. I have faith, God. I mean, that's the foundation right there. That's where it starts. Without him, nothing happens. It's just how it is, no matter what anyone says. That's what I believe, and that's what it is. So
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
start. That's the start right there. But outside of that, just kind of, trusting the process. Like in my experience with everything I've done, is kind of the same thing over and over and over. Like you start going after it, bad things happen. You get hit, you get punched, but as long as you just continue to push forward, as long as you just don't quit, you just keep moving, like you'll get there. I heard some quote, I think it's from like Denzel Washington. He said, if you keep showing up to the barbershop, eventually you'll get your hair cut. Somebody's just eventually gonna cut, so keep
That's good.
like, don't
Yeah.
quit. Like if you show up once or twice with no money and then you just never come back again, you'll never get a haircut. But
Yeah.
if you don't have any money, just keep showing up. So eventually somebody's just gonna give you a haircut. So just keep showing up, keep grinding every day. That's the biggest thing. Show up every day, keep pushing forward every day, and you will get there. It's not going to be easy. It might be a long road, but in order to build a very tall skyscraper, you have to understand the taller and higher you want to go, the deeper you're going to have to dig.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. I mean, sometimes all it is making your bed to build that confidence, right? Get the first thing done in the morning. So that's good stuff. So I want to shift gears around just how you're able to balance NASCAR. Also your Red List Group business, and also being a reservist, lieutenant commander for the Navy Reserves, right? That's no easy task. So do you ever get burned out, brother? And why or why not?
Sometimes I feel like I get burnt out, and then that's when I take a step back and I'm like, I think that's what it feels like to be burnt out.
Right.
But things happen. I get tired just like anybody else. But when I hear certain quotes from certain people, saying that, hey, when everyone's tired, that's when the game begins.
Mhm.
That's when you truly find out who's going to be a champion in life. So when I get tired, I think, okay, all normal people, this is where they stop. So if I want to be abnormal, if I want to be supernatural, if I want to be extraordinary instead of just being ordinary, I got to go that extra part. So that means going past the tired. So after you run out of breath completely, you keep running, and that's what you got to do.
Mhm.
And some people are willing to do it, and some aren't. That's why you have people who are really good at things, and you have people who are great. And I want to be great, so it takes that hard work and extra effort. And if your mindset's not in a place where you're going to push past the normal, then you're just going to stay normal. You can't have $1 million dream with $1,000 effort.
So good, brother. I love that. So what are some ways that you do refuel? Say you do hit a key milestone in life. Do you stop, refuel, and if so, how do you do that refueling process?
As far as refueling, basically it's just my sleep at night.
Yeah.
Sleep 5, 6, 7 hours. 7 hours would be awesome if I could get that every night. I don't always get that every night,
Yeah.
so I'm usually sitting on average in that 6 to 6.5 range. That's my refuel point. I lay down, and within minutes I'm out and gone, because I spent the whole day. If I lay down and it's just hard for me to sleep for some reason, that means I didn't do enough that day. Like, you should be so worn out from everything you did and how hard you pushed all day that the moment you lay down, boom, that's it, you're gone.
Mm.
And then you wake up in the morning and ready to go again. And that's what I do. So that's kind of my refuel. Vacations and all that stuff, I don't really take vacations and stuff. Also, I'm doing something I love to do. So as far as building my businesses, racing, going and doing track days and other stuff with cars and all that stuff, I made my work, and most of my work revolve around things I really like. And when you do that, then it doesn't feel like work. So if I was just at some normal desk job doing whatever, wherever at in life, that's not really what I want to do. So then I would really feel like work. And every second of the day, I'd be trying to figure out when I'm getting out of here. Whereas if you're working on your own business, if you're working on your own goals and dreams, when I'm working on racing, when I'm working on whatever, that's fun to me because that's what I want to do. So I don't mind spending every hour of my day, every minute working on that, because that's what I want to do. No one's, holding a gun to my head saying, hey, you got to finish this. No, I'm doing what I want. So as far as refueling, not too much need for refueling when you're doing what you want to do.
Yeah, no pit stop. No pit stop for this NASCAR driver. I love it. I love it, brother. So, I think it also comes into play with, like, you coined and saying this as well, as far as just surrounding yourself with the right people as you're going after your goals and ambitions, right? And I think that is key, but also that is another hard thing to do. It's a habit that most people don't build. So how do you go about doing that and setting clear boundaries with people that may be the energy suckers in your life?
Yeah, you'll have some of those. You'll have some of those in
Yeah.
life. There'll be the energy drainers. There'll be people who are negative in your life. There's people who don't want you to succeed. There's people who maybe care about you a lot, but don't want you to fail or get hurt at whatever you're doing. They don't want your pride or your spirits or whatever to be down, because they want to protect you. And that's that safe and secure zone. Too many people in life want to stay in that very safe and secure zone, and that you're not going anywhere in that safe and secure zone. Like, no one goes anywhere because it's too secure. It's just like when you make investments in certain investment things that are, they call them like the safe and secure things, you'll make like barely any money, if anything. Whereas when you go take the risk, that's when you can actually have a lot of rewards. Yeah, there's some downsides to it, but if you stay with it and you stay smart, you'll win. You're just gonna win. So yeah, I mean, for those who are energy drainers, you gotta see them. And when they start creeping into your life, when you're going after a goal, you gotta let them go. Like, don't, whatever that relationship is, you either dim it down a lot or you just completely cut them off. It doesn't matter who they are. Like, if they truly care about you and truly want the best for you, they will allow you to go after your God-given vision. When you have that God-given vision, no one is supposed to stand in the way. You got to go do it. Like, God put it in your head for a reason. So go accomplish it, and everyone should be with you, because if they're not with you, they're against you.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And it seems like you do. It sounds like anything that it puts inside of your heart, you go and you implement it. And I love your relationship to God as well, because me and my wife, we have a really strong relationship with God, and we're more of, lead with the Spirit. And it sounds like you're very tuned in to what fuels you, man. And I think a lot of ambitious vets, if they just find ways to tune into the right gear to win that race, man, I think that they would win more races and also do more races, right? So that's just incredible wisdom, brother. So I want to wrap this entire show up with a tradition here, 3 golden grenades, right? Which is just 3 wisdom bombs for an ambitious vet, Jesse, that's been out for at least 3 years, maybe just lacking some satisfaction, some fulfillment in life, or is just trying to find a deeper level of purpose. What would be 3 golden grenades that you would give that ambitious vet right now?
I would say golden grenades. Number one, these are all going to be little quotes that I've learned throughout my life. But one, never let someone's opinion of you become your reality. There's going to be people out there who say you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that, you're supposed to do this in life, because that's what they see of you and that's their opinion of you because of whatever they formed, what kind of judgment they formed about you. Don't let their opinion become your reality, unless their opinion is a vision that you already had of yourself, and hopefully it's a positive one. But don't let their opinion become your reality, unless only you know the vision of where you're supposed to be. So go do that. Screw everybody else. The next golden grenade, right? Next
Yes.
golden grenade is remember, while you're going after whatever goal, as dark as it'll get, even in the darkest point of the night, the sun will rise. So what's that saying is, life's a cycle. The sun rises and falls and rises and falls. Just because it falls and it's getting dark doesn't mean that it's over. It's coming back. Just like, stay strong through the night. You got to get through the night. Like, it happens. The nights come, and then the day comes, and it's beautiful and it's nice. Sometimes the nights are hot. Sometimes the nights are cold. But you got to get through it. Life is a cycle. Do not quit. What's the point of quitting in the middle of the cycle? It's coming back. You'll be okay. Just because you lost a few dollars, you're gonna get it back. Just because you lost all of your dollars, you're gonna get it back. Just keep pushing forward. As long as you keep pushing forward, the wheel it's coming back. You're gonna be okay. And then I would say the last golden grenade would be, like I said earlier, the strong enough, long enough thing. Life really does reward those who stay strong enough, long enough. Success is heavy. It's not light at all. And the only way to be able to carry success, which has a lot of joys and a lot of great things with it, the only way to carry it, you got to make sure your muscles are strong enough to hold on to it. So those who stay strong enough, long enough, will build that strength. those people who can take all the hits, take all the punches, they're going to build that strength, but then eventually get ridiculously strong. And then now there is holding success is easy. But those who are trying to go after success and are weak, and then all of a sudden success lands, guess what? They get broken. And that's how you see people go all the way up and come right back down because they were not strong enough to hold that success.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, brother, I really acknowledge you, Jesse Iwuji, for just being someone that, can grab the spotlight and really grab the spotlight with humility, but also taking it as a flag for everyone to follow. You're really an amazing leader, an inspiring leader within the veteran community. And where can ambitious vets go to find out more about you?
Yeah, if anyone wants to follow me, head on to social media, go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm on all those social media platforms. Just look me up, follow me, like everything I put out, share it, show your friends, all that stuff. All that stuff helps support. Go to my website, buy some merch on my website, jesseiwuji.com, JesseiWuji.com. If you can't remember how to spell it, go on Google, type in Navy NASCAR driver. I should be the only one that pops up for a few pages. So head on there and check me out and follow everything I do. Support the journey, because without support from all of the vet community and all the other folks out there, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So the more help, the merrier.
Yeah, awesome. Ambitious Vet, and all those links will be in the show notes below. So make sure you check out Jesse. He's doing some amazing work. Just NASCAR driver, Navy Lieutenant Commander, and constantly finding ways to give back to the community that gave him so much. Jesse, I appreciate you being on the Ambitious Vet Show, brother.
Thank you so much for having me.
The Ambitious Vet is available on all popular podcast platforms. Go to vettrainingcoaching.com to subscribe, rate, and share with fellow vets.